So I'm live. I don't know if anybody's going to join me. I'm sure somebody will join me. I don't know who's going to join me, but I'm here. And I'm just waiting on somebody to say something. I see I got somebody. Hey, Alan, what's going on? How are things? How's it going? I am scrolling through my phone while I wait for some of the children to say hello. Hey, Lady T, Madam Jasmine, what's going on, y'all? How are y'all? Caroline, what's up? Rochelle Bailey, exquisitely fine. This was a good time to come on. These YouTube streets have been on fire. When I say I have no knowledge of what you're talking about, I mean no knowledge. I go back to college tomorrow. Well, get your best grades. Hey, Lady V, Andrea Burton, Happy New Year. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know nothing about these YouTube streets being on fire. Betty Williams, what's up? I haven't been on the streets, honey. I've been in my bed. In my bed with my man. Very Beyonce got to be real. Janie Kelly, hey, Happy New Year. How are you? Hey, let me see. Oh no, I've spoken to everybody. Well, how are things? How y'all doing? If you're not privy to the drama, keep it that way. I always do. I've been truly missed. Well, thank you. I've missed y'all. Things have been sketchy, dicey. Miss Burnett, what's going on? I don't have my glasses yet. Y'all will have to excuse the squints and the leaning in to see what's popping. But honey, I mean it when I say I have absolutely no idea what's going on these streets. I ain't been a part of that. That ain't been a part of me. Whatever the kids have, whatever they doing, that's their business. I'm not in that. TJ, naturally, you saw R. Kelly. I watched the whole thing, honey, and I was disgusted. Disgusted. If y'all want to chat about it, we can chat about that. I've never been more disgusted in my life. That's a lie, but I was very, very disgusted. I'd be wanting to inbox you on Facebook, but don't want to disturb your peace. Well, yeah, honey, hit me up, because the thing about it is, I'm not going to read it till I'm ready to be disturbed. Honey, the kids sit in the inbox for days. And when I get round to it, is when I get round to it. What you doing today? What's your Etsy shop name? The Etsy has been closed for a little while because wasn't nobody buying nothing and it costs money to keep an Etsy shop up, and I was literally spending money not to make money. So ain't no Etsy shop. I'm not selling nothing at the moment because again, it costs money and I wasn't making no money. What was the other question? What am I doing today? Sitting in this bed, sitting up in my room. I ain't got my throat together. y'all will have to excuse it. You just got to. Twitter was on fire when that documentary about Pissy Kelly dropped. I was on Twitter with the girls, and I asked this simple question. The simple question was, what star has R. Kelly made? What celebrity has he made to where these folks, mom and daddy, was like, we're going to send you over to R. Kelly's charm school to become a celebrity? What celebrity did he make? He didn't make Aaliyah. Aaliyah's uncle and auntie them made Aaliyah. He didn't make Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Wyclef, Britney Spears, Lady Gaga. None of the folks he's worked with he has made. He's written some really great songs for them. Other than that, honey, he hasn't made anybody. He barely made himself. Barely. Because somebody had to read to him all the things to make him. Let's see. Haven't I watched any parts of that R. Kelly, because I don't think I can stomach it. It wasn't it wasn't graphic in a way that It didn't like depict a bunch of sexual acts or anything like that. They spoke on some things, but it wasn't like sexually graphic. It was disturbing nonetheless. You had inboxed me and I was like, "I'll snap my boo." I try to keep up with my family. Off work and I made it in. Hey, lady love, Tiki Torch, what's going on? Why do you think they keep going back over yonder when they could leave? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you because I can't understand why you would go to R. Kelly's house in the first place. If R. Kelly called me right now and said, "Hey sis, how's it going? I want to pipe you on over to the house," I would say, R. Kelly, I'm gonna have to forward this to the police because I look young. I look young. I don't want him to think. Folks be asking me all the time what grade I'm in. So I couldn't possibly. But I don't understand why. There was a lady who got up with R. Kelly in like 2000. There was one that got up with him in 2011. Another one in 2014. And I'm sitting here like, but we know. At that point, we had already done knew what kind of girl he is. I don't understand. I want to be sitting in my bed too. My schedule said not today. Listen, I've been sitting in this bed like not Celie, Sophia was sitting in that jail. Literally. Literally. I'm in a very strange situation that one day I'll be able to talk to y'all about, but child. They sold them girls to get rich. And I still don't understand what they thought they were going to gain. A little piece of coin here and there. Honey, you may as well have just put your child on the corner. That way they can make a rotating coin. But sending them to R. Kelly what do you think you're going to get? What do you think you're going to get? Still have to watch the R. Kelly doc. I'm still trying to get through Bandersnatch. Honey, I've only watched one episode of Black Mirror, the very first one, and I said, this ain't for me. I know it's different every episode and every season, but I said, this too white and foolish. This man done went on TV and he having sex with a pig. No, not for me and my little nigga heart. No. I didn't even hear he brought them a steak dinner. He took one of the girls to the Outback Steakhouse. One of them, Sparkle. I have a lot of feelings about Sparkle. I really do. I have a lot of feelings about a lot of the girls, but Sparkle, since you brought up her name in particular, you saw how R. Kelly treated women, and you still hung around him, number one, because I have a couple female friends, and if I see them mistreating a woman, they not my male friend no more, because I don't know if you knew this, guess what? I'm a woman. So, solidarity and also standing on the side of what's right. If I saw, one of my gay male friends mistreating his boyfriend, I'd be like, well, now listen, we've got to sit down and have a conversation. This ain't it. So Sparkle saw how he was treating, I believe it was Andrea Kelly at this point, where she was locked up in the room and she had to knock to go to, all that carrying on. Knock to go to the bathroom, knock to get something to eat. And still hung out with him. Still was sitting there watching the game with him or whatever they was doing at the house. And not only that, still singing in the studio with him. And not only that, still introducing her niece to this man that we know had already been in the news for marrying 15-year-old Aaliyah. Now, you'll have to forgive me, I was very, very young in the 90s, so I don't really have much knowledge of R. Kelly prior to I Believe I Can Fly, to be honest. As far as first-hand knowledge, I have gone back and read and researched and all of that. But my first initial experience with R. Kelly was I Believe I Can Fly, and I hated it from the very moment that I heard it. I've always hated that song. Space Jam is a wonderful movie as far as I love Tweety Bird, and Tweety Bird is in it. And Babs did not come to play. But as soon as I hear I Believe I Can Fly, I'm immediately turned off and have been since birth. Not birth, but since the song came out. It's a horrible song. But the point is, I was saying that to say I don't really know how the media perceived the Aaliyah situation or how people in my personal life, perceived that situation. But that was strange. And this man done married this little girl, and you bringing your little niece around. Anyway, I had to cancel and block a few people behind this documentary. Same. I don't know if Aaron Mitchell is in the room, but I know he also had to block a couple people, unfriend a couple people. This has been showing us who a lot of people really are. Hey, what do you think about Tekashi 6ix9ine being Michael Jackson's son, Blanket? Well, it's not true. So, I mean, we've seen Blanket, we've seen Tekashi. It's a ethnically ambiguous young man with long hair. That could be me. We don't know who. Blanket. That's not Blanket. Blanket's not old enough to be Tekashi. We haven't seen her since the 90s. Who, Sparkle? Child, she's still over there glowing. Life of Jay. Hey, I've been missing, honey. Stuff's been going on. Let's see. Nubian Princess, how you doing? Have you lost weight? Your face looks slimmer. Child, it's angles. It's angles. I might have lost a little weight. I don't know. I've been stressed. Ebony Cosby, how are you? All the humping going around. There, I bet that house stank. I bet it stank because R. Kelly looked like he stank. R. Kelly does not look like he smells like fresh roses. He looks like he smells a little musty. He looked like he smelled like Lil Boosie to me. And Lil Boosie looked like he smelled like Boom and Hennessy. Like Trick Daddy. He ain't stopping. He ain't stopping. He all over in Africa recruiting. I don't understand. Pissy Kelly's music needs to be taken off Spotify, Apple Music, etc. He needs to be dropped from his label. Well, listen, his concerts have started to be boycotted. I saw a couple petitions going around about getting him off streaming and getting his label to drop him. So it looked like that's what's going on here. Don't the FBI sit around with Chris Hansen and trap folks online pretending to be underage girls? Yeah, but they ain't got R. Kelly yet. From what I've heard, Aura runs a sex trafficking ring signed off by their parents. Sounds exactly right. He got the side eye for me when he married Aaliyah. That should have been enough right there. That should have been enough right there. And I have some questions for Aaliyah's family. Because, let me tell you something. At 15 years old, if I would have popped up married to somebody nearly 30, my mama would have called the police. Celebrity or not, my mama would have been like, listen, we got to go down to the authority and see what's going on over here. We got to get this man locked up. This ain't it. Animation's real. What's up? Why she have my name? And she pronounces it the same. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry she did that to you. I am. The parents are just as simple as can be. Their reasoning behind them introducing their daughter to him is asinine. Especially, what's the girl? Azriel's mom and daddy. It was the daddy's birthday, so we're going to take this 17-year-old girl to this R. Kelly concert. Let me tell you something. My daddy done had plenty of many a birthday. My mama done had plenty of many a birthday. At 17, they wasn't taking me to no grown and sexy concerts. R. Kelly has always been listed as one of the grown and sexy artists. Always. Literally always. There's R. Kelly, Angie Stone from time to time. You know who come on the Quiet Storm and who comes on your radio station, in the late night hours. And it's always been R. Kelly. My mama would have never, at 17, taken me. I think when I was 17, my mama went to see Maxwell. I didn't even want to go. I didn't even think to go because that's grown and sexy and that's not for me. Let me get over here and listen to the Cheetah Girls or whatever I'm listening to. Like, it just didn't make no sense. It was the dad's birthday, so we took him and the family over to the R. Kelly concert, and he pulled her up out of the crowd, and I thought wasn't nothing gonna happen because I was standing right there. Excuse me. Again, if my mama would have let me go to the grown and sexy concert, which she would not have, I guarantee you she would not have. If R. Kelly would have pointed me out in the crowd, my mama would have put the prayer cloth over my face and ducked me on out the concert. So I don't understand. I really don't. Kelly was out here running a whole sex ring, had his victims get other victims so they would get time with him. I'm sure that's what he told him. I don't even know if he's smart enough to have thought that all the way through. I think he just wants just a harem of women. Never liked AJ nothing but a number either. I've never even listened to the whole song, if we're being honest. It comes on and I just be like, this don't sit well. Did you catch how she said, I didn't think he would do this to my family? Like, what? So it's okay that you knew he was doing it to other girls, but you didn't think. But when he did it to your niece, yeah, yeah. And that's what a lot of people were saying. Well, we just never thought it would happen to me. Azrael's daddy. Well, I was standing right there, so I didn't think he would try nothing with her. What? What about Lisa Van Allen? She had dealings with R. Kelly. I think she's the one I mentioned earlier. She was young, and it was a while ago, so I'm going to excuse her. I look amazing. Well, thank you, honey. I'm in here, my house attire. But yeah, there are a few girls that I'm going to excuse because they were young, and this was, back in the day. But, not Jocelyn, Geronda. Geronda gets no love from me, Faith Evans, because you went to this man's sex offender trial. His trial. Met this man at his trial for peeing on a 14-year-old girl. You 14 yourself. You done met this man at his trial. And you go on to carry on. And Geronda don't get no love from me. She don't really get too much sympathy from me. Not really. She telling the story about how her mama was a single mother and she worked, so it was, easy for her to skip school and go on over to the R. Kelly trial. Let me tell you something. My mama had put so much fear and reverence in me. My mother was also a single mother, and she also worked very heavily. Let me tell you what I ain't never did in my whole nigga life. Is skip school and went over to R. Kelly's trial. Let me tell you what I would have never done in my whole nigga life. Is skip school to go over to R. Kelly's trial. Period. It just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. My mama really would have been questioning me. What is it that you like about R. Kelly? You're 14. What do you identify with? What in his music speaks to you? That's the type of mama I had. What about this song do you like? What's going on here that you feel like, this your jam? Come sit over here, read these lyrics to me. Let's find out what it is that really touches your heart. That's the type of mama I had. So I don't understand none of this. I'm Side-Eye and Sparkle. She just released new music. She did. And I'm not going to say she don't ever need to release music again because that's her passion. Let her follow her passion. I am going to side-eye her about this niece, though. Smell like crack house. I'm sure. I had to delete Black Women after this R. Kelly documentary. That was the gag. I posted on the internet, I believe it was on Twitter, that this whole R. Kelly situation from the very beginning has proved that black women don't matter even to black women. Not the smells of zombie flesh, bunk, and Hennessy. Don't forget mold, honestly. What's bunk? Bunk is the stankinest drug. I feel like it's like weed and cocaine and some other stuff all mixed together in a stogie. I don't know, honey, but it stank. It stank. Now, as for him raping 14-year-old, that's sick. It everything he's done is sick. 14, 16, 18. One of the girls was in her 30s, but she looked tiny. You know, she was petite. All of that is sick. The thing about it is he's a predator, and he has done things with children, and that is disgusting and you know, reprehensible. It's gross. But he is a predator in that he abuses women and girls. I mean, we focus on the fact that he abuses little girls, and that is the most disgusting part of this. But he also abuses grown women, and that's not good either. They let their child go on stage with R. Kelly. Yeah. And a lot of people let their kids go on stage with R. Kelly, and I'm still trying to figure out how these kids got to these grown and sexy concerts to begin with. Not at the church, not at the mall, not at the school, but at his trial. Exactly. Exactly. Because my mama really would have been sitting here looking at CNN on the news and saw my face and would have, she would, the skin on my booty. When I tell you, that would be numb. Like, at 14, I was still getting whoopings. So I don't understand. I pray they find Azriel and I think it's Joycelyn. I pray they do as well. And whomever else. But when they do, you know, we're going to have to do some extensive mental health work. Because them girls gone. These girls are pretty bold. I honestly would have been afraid. He was too sexual of an artist for me to want to meet him at 17 even. 17? I'm 24. I'm 24, and if I heard somebody walk up to me and say, my mind's telling me no, I would say, well, follow your mind, and I'm going to follow mine, and we're going to part ways. Because I see a lot wrong with a little bump and grind. I'm proud of the ladies who came forth. I'm proud in a way, but also I want to see them come forth at the police station. I didn't really need them to come forth over at Lifetime. I want to see them come forth at the police station. I would like to see the detectives writing all this down and us getting this together here. I wonder who's next now. He's been doing this for years, and it has been hush-hush as long as they could. But who else is doing this too? And there has to be others. I've heard a couple names floating around. We know Chris Stokes. I recently found out some upsetting news about Diddy. I don't know, child. It's because we protect black men at all costs, and to hell with black girls and women. Yeah. I'm glad too they came forward. He needs to be locked up. He does. Oh, hey Nicholas, what's going on? Yeah, he needs to be in big jail. Big jail for a long time. Okay. Jared Genesis is a Barbie girl. We're happy for you. And you like horchata. Well, I'm happy for you. You know, horchata's not bad. It'll do. I can't get past they naming the child after the cats and the Smurf. Well, did you catch her sister's name? Azriel's not the worst. The sister's name is Isis. A''ICEIS. I really... Hey, Jay Parrish. Happy New Year to you as well. Auntie Carolyn, what's going on? That's how I feel when y'all going down to the jailhouse. We need answers. Right. All of this for Lifetime was touching. It was, you know, we found out some things. We knew some things. All of that. But sweetness. Come on down to the jail. And what about the people with him daily? They knew this was going on. They need to be accountable also. Listen, that one shadow puppet former employee, the one person that we all saw in the documentary that was, blurred out and had the voice changed and all of that, she going to jail, period. They got to find out who that is, and she got to go to jail because the stuff she said she was a part of and knew. I'm not going to, spoil for those who do want to actually catch the documentary, but for the stuff she said she was a part of, the stuff she said she knew, the stuff she said that she gathered on behalf of R. Kelly and put in place on behalf of R. Kelly, and even the other former employee that forged Aaliyah's information so that they could marry, you need to go to jail. You need to go to jail. I'm sure there's a statute up as far as that, but that invisible former employee, I'm sure that she's done enough things in recent times that she needs to be locked up today. I know good and damn well they did not spell that child's name like that. They did. I'll reiterate for you. I see it that Aaron Mitchell put it, but it was A''ICEICES. ISIS. Yep. Let's see. Didn't his brother go to jail for him on the charges for the 14-year-old he peed on? No. That was Carrie Kelly, and actually that video has gotten a little bit of traction since this thing came out. I made a video about Carrie Kelly kind of late last year when he did that, right before he did his interview with Tasha K. He issued a video warning out to his brother Robert Kelly. And they wanted him to take the fall for his brother, but he was not going to do that, and I commend him. But R. Kelly's brother Bruce, he's already in jail. He just got to die at this point. That man got on the TV screen talking about, I like older women. Robert likes younger women. That's just a preference. A 14-year-old girl is nobody's preference, sweetie. That's nobody's preference unless you're a 14-year-old boy. That's nobody's preference, honey. No. I'm not going to go out to dinner with a grown man and say, hey, what do you prefer? Oh, I think you cute, but my preference is, a 14-year-old girl. I'm calling the police. I'm calling 911. I am. If Bruce walked into this room right now and told me I prefer 87-year-old women, I'm calling the police again. I'm calling. Because you're taking advantage of somebody. If somebody is several generations younger than you, you're taking advantage of them. If they're several generations older than you, you are taking advantage of them, and that is not a preference. That's not a preference. You just want power and control. It's nasty. Let's see here. The messed up thing about this is that I saw his Spotify and Apple Music have numbers have gone up 16%. I saw that too. I've been actively trying to ignore that because that's disgusting. It's disheartening, and I hate it. Period. Anyway, anything else y'all want to talk about, honey? Because this is heavy. Heavy. Speaking of, I know a lot of y'all have heard me say I don't really do Chance the Rapper. Did y'all see him on that documentary talking about I shouldn't have made a song with R. Kelly? I didn't believe the women, and I didn't believe them because they were black women. I beg your black ass pardon. Excuse me? You are a nigga of a nigga mama with a nigga fiance or wife, and a nigga daughter. What are you talking about? You didn't believe them because they were black. What? What? Like, I tried to give Chance, because sometimes I overreact and I just don't like folks just for the sake of not liking them. Sometimes, because I liked Chance at first, and he started to get popular, and I was like, well, maybe I don't like him because everybody's talking about him and I'm oversaturated or whatever. And then he started doing that R. Kelly foolishness. I mean, not R. Kelly, Kanye foolishness, talking about we need to love and respect Kanye. I don't. And I said, well, I'm gonna put Chance the Rapper over to the side, and I'm gonna let it marinate. Then he got up there and talked about I didn't believe the women, and I didn't believe them because they were black women. Nigga, so if your mama walked into your room and said, hey, Chance, the house is on fire, what, you just gonna sit in the house because you ain't believe it because she black? I'm confused. Chance been canceled. I try not to cancel people. I really do. I try to give them chance after chance. I sit them over to the side to be reviewed, and they always end up being canceled. I need to just cancel folks on the first try, on the first feeling, because I try to let folks, do better. RuPaul's Drag Race, who you got? Honey, I have not caught up. I haven't caught up. I'm always team Latrilla. I'm a big fan of Naomi Smalls. I'm going to have to catch up and do a video specifically about RuPaul's Drag Race, because I don't know what's going on over there. Joyner Lucas has been canceled too. I have to be honest and say I don't know who that is. Chance that Munchkin said that. He did. Let's see. That's a reason not to like Chance after that comment he made. And I want to. I think he's very talented. I think he's adorable. I think he has a very creative mind and can make some good long-standing music. But sis, what? I don't check for these new day rappers anyway, but that is horrible. Well, he doesn't even rap like these other kids. That's the thing. He has such a different sound. I discovered him back in like 2013, and it don't sound like nothing else. He's reminiscent of Andre 3000. Like he raps. He actually raps, and I hate it for him. Tried to come back and say he didn't mean it that way, but whatever he meant it was still problematic. The fact still remains that this man is a gross, dirty predator, and you made a song with him, so anything outside of that don't matter. Period. Anywho, what y'all watching? What's on TV, honey? I ain't been around. I know y'all watching some beefs go on the tube. I ain't caught up with that. The only new day rapper I halfway like is Kendrick Lamar, because he seems so much like a throwback from my time. Something about him don't sit well. I think he has a really great rapping style, but something about him, some about Kendrick Lamar don't sit well in my spirit. It don't. I need him to know words mean things, sweet Jesus. Well, listen. He thinks he could just say things and say, oh, well, I didn't mean it that way. And we'd just be like, oh, okay, well, he didn't mean it that way. And that's just not how it works. Hey, Kenneth Tukes, what's going on? My brother's in the house. I can't listen to You Are Not Alone by MJ either now that I know the background behind the song. Listen, I've always hated that song. That is my second, well, I'm not going to say my second least favorite Michael Jackson. Actually, probably is my second least favorite Michael Jackson song. My least favorite Michael Jackson song in the whole world is Have You Seen My Childhood? I hate that song so much. It's terrifying. I just be minding my business, making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. And then I hear Michael Jackson pop up in my head talking about, "Have you seen my childhood?" And I'm just like, I hate this. I hate this. Anywho, but "You're Not Alone" is another one of those songs that it's just like, no thanks. No thanks. The music video was strange. You got Michael Jackson, in this cavernous 13th, 14th century castle with his shirt all open and his bare white chest, talking about "you are always in my heart," and I'm just like, no, no thanks, no thank you. With his bob looking like Anna Wintour, it's just too much. I can't and I won't. I just simply won't. Girl, I cannot do childhood. It's terrifying. The whole experience, the whole Michael Jackson history, I believe is the album it's on. That whole moment terrified me as a child. His rapping style I like, but I'm so old school and can't listen to a lot of rappers these days. I do gospel and a little old music from when I was little. Yeah, I listen to a fairly large spread of rap music, but it's almost totally female rap. I hate I hate that we can't come up with another way to say that because I hate the word female. But it's lady rappers. I listen to a lot of Missy Elliott, a lot of who else? Trina. Like I listen to the girls. Michael was topless in the video. He was, and I didn't need that. I didn't need to see his bare naked bird chest. I did. Childhood song was creepy. It was terrifying. I'm searching for a world. Like, stop searching, Michael. Leave us alone. I'm watching Miss Honey, Mike B, Beautiful Soul, Kelly Love, James Caldwell, Rox, Ashley Miller, Bondi Blue, Alex Roger, all on YouTube. They're all more entertaining than TV. I agree. I agree. Every single person you named their reviews have been more entertaining a lot of times than the shows. And actually, I'm pretty sure every person that you mentioned there, I just have watched their reviews and not the show at some point in time. I know with Miss Honey, I watch her Married to Medicine reviews. I don't bit more cut on uh, Oxygen or WeTV or Bravo or whatever channel that is. Mike B, I don't watch none of the Walking Dead show, but I watch his videos. Beautiful. Okay, Beautiful Soul keeps me abreast on just every single thing, everything. Kelly Love, he keeps me up on most things. I watch. What is his? There was one review that when he was doing haves and have-nots, I had to stop watching that, but I was watching his reviews. Now he don't do them. James Caldwell got me on the Love and Hip Hops. Rox got me on the Love and Hip Hops. Ashley, Having the Have-Nots. Bondi, I pretty much watch most of what she puts out as far as reviews. Alex Rogers, I watch all his stuff. Every bit of it. All his roasts and reads and his pop talks. What I do hate, I really hate this trend, and this is not a critique on Alex, this is for everybody. I hate the use of allegedly the way you girls are using it. That's not how you cannot call something the allegedly show. Lee makes it a verb. It makes it an action. Allegedly means that something is alleged. You can't just call stuff. And people be saying, "Well, this is what I heard," and they really misuse allegedly, alleged. I'm gonna start a campaign, the alleged campaign, not the allegedly campaign, because that don't work. That's grammatically incorrect. Not Anna Wintour. The man looked like Anna Wintour with a black bob, period, with his shirt open and his arms outstretched, talking about you in his heart. I agree. I can't listen to this new rap either. Everything I listen to is old school. I listen to a lot of old school and I listen to a lot of new school that sounds like old school. I've been listening to Lorraine Chia. I need to just do a music share with y'all because a lot of y'all apparently don't have Apple Music because I tried to get that off the ground, and share a lot of my favorite tunes with y'all, and y'all ain't followed me on there. So, but Lorraine Chia has a very earthy kind of Erica Badu-ish style. I hope y'all can't hear that. The ice cream truck comes around every day playing Skip to Malou and Baby Shark and Johnny Johnny Yes Papa. And I just be like, girl, it's horrifying. Have you seen my childhood? Anywho, as far as, like I was saying, new school artists that have an old school sound, Alex Isley, is she one of the Isleys' child? I feel like she probably is. Isley's not a very popular name out in the world, but I've been listening to Brooke Valentine. I was gonna say from Love and Hip Hop, but she was a singer before that. Her new EP, excellent. It sounds like Tweet. Ooh, it's good. It is good. Yes, God, estrogen MCs. That's it. Anna Wintour, you mean Edna Mode. All of the above. All of the above. He was trying to be white and him liking young boys. Well, we're not going to talk about him liking young boys because I don't know that to be. We don't have a surviving Michael Jackson for us to discuss. I don't know. Alleged. 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 Or you can say, no, it still would be. I was going to say you could say it's allegedly, but no, it's alleged. Period. Unless you say, allegedly, Michael Jackson liked young boys. Like, I just don't understand. Anywho, Level Vision, Sweetness, you can leave. It's not that deep. Lil' Kim still has me bald. I'm such a stan. Every time you post her lyrics, I read them aloud to the beat. Unwind with Tasha K is on the Queen Supreme Court tonight. She's so extra though. I heard. I'm going to try to watch. But I may come to a point where I say, now I gotta go. Bye. Because, Tasha K. She's good sometimes. Other times she's too much. I just come through with the proper word selection. It just bothers me. It bothers my whole spirit when the girls just be throwing the allegedlys around. It's a shame. But Level Vision, I love how you use allegedly. You used it in the right context grammatically. You did not make the point that I am hurting your ears because you put allegedly in it, which means that I may or may not be hurting your ears. Just a light critique. Alex is Ernie Isley's daughter. Well, I don't know who Ernie is. I know he probably one of the brothers, but I can only name Mr. Biggs by name. You're contagious. I had to give Scary Notes Jay Blige a side eye behind this documentary. Correct spelling error. What happened with Mary? I don't do a lot of Mary. I really don't. I don't. I try to keep Mary out of my ears. And I'm glad that my father is not around to hear me say this because that hurt his feelings when I told him to Mary J. B. Flat sometimes. I don't know why it hurt his feelings because it's the truth. And I don't know. He went around and tried to tell me that Aretha Franklin was flat, but it was her singing style, and Mary J's flat is probably her singing style. No, Daddy. No, Daddy. She be flat sometimes. And that's just what it is. There's nothing we can do. She be flat sometimes. Anywho. I like Mary J. I'm not even gonna front. She got some bops, but the fact of the matter is sometimes my sister is flat. Anywho. John Goat Legend was the only one that spoke out against R. Kelly in this documentary. Among the list of people, Erykah Badu, Lil' Kim, Questlove, Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige, that was asked. Well, we know Erykah Badu ain't gonna say nothing because as much as I love her and as much as she blesses me when she's trying to decide, our sis last year or the year before got on Instagram talking about these young girls need to watch how they dress so they don't get sexually assaulted. So if she got on the documentary, that would make us hate her far more than her keeping her mouth shut. I promise you. Lil' Kim, I don't know. I'm surprised Questlove didn't get on this because Questlove is on every singing nigga's documentary ever. And Mary J. Blige, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Beanhead Bag Lady is very ignorant. She is. She is. She's one of those peace and blessings singers that I don't really connect. I don't really identify. Aside from I like the vibe. I love the sound. I love that she can give me something that I can just stretch out and listen to. But I don't know what she be talking about. She was born underwater with $3.06. You may laugh because you did not do your math. That's just in here like, I won't do the math. Y'all see that clip from 106 in Park? Mary was saying some things. I didn't see that. Hadn't seen it. Somebody send it to me. I ain't seen it. Anyway, child, I'm tired of talking about R. Kelly. It's been nearly an hour. I really hope y'all can't hear this. Because they are Johnny and down outside. Telling lies. Ha ha. Yeah, it's draining. Don't look too much at me. I'm gross looking today. Anyway, I guess I could go on B. Scott and do a little light rambling report because I ain't talked to y'all about the stuff that's in the news in quite a while. I totally hear that ice cream truck. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to go through this. Let's see here. Oh, B. Scott. I was like, what was I finna do? Go over here and see what the niggas is doing in the news. Speaking of, did y'all see Billy Porter's was it the Golden Globes outfit? Mother Slade. Moschino USA sued for profiling black customers, referring to them as Serenas. Actually, I wouldn't mind being called a Serena. Let's talk Cyntoia Brown and good news. Does Cyntoia have good news? If not, I absolutely cannot go on talking about sex trafficking and so on and so forth. I think we all know what's going on with Cyntoia. It's horrifying. It's terrible. They need to free her. If she got some good news, please let us know. If not, honey, I can't do it. Oh, she's free. Well, look at God. Well, praise him. Praise him. Because my heart had gotten so heavy. So heavy. This 2-year-old keeps taking my tablet to watch Johnny repeatedly. I'm sorry. I don't know how to help you. I don't know. The kids love it. Well, we're thanking God that Cyntoia has made it out. We're thanking our Heavenly Father. Oh, and it popped up on B. Scott right after R. Kelly, of course, who plans to sue and expose accusers with a new website called Surviving Lies. Good for him, I guess. She's been granted full clemency and will be released August 7th, 2019. Well, praise the Lord. That's a long time. That's a real long time for y'all to tell us the release date. If Beyonce came out today and said, I'm releasing the album August 7th, I would be like, Beyonce, why you called us with this? You should have told us this in July. But again, I'm very happy that she's getting out of jail. Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay. R. Kelly. Okay. Regina King won a Golden Globe. We're very excited. Kevin Hart won't be hosting the Academy Awards. We knew that because he said that he was not going to apologize and thus step down. So I don't know why that's news. Timbaland confessed he fell in love with underage Aaliyah in resurfaced video. The difference is he didn't marry that girl. From what I understand, he didn't touch that girl. It is still kind of gross. It is still kind of creepy. But as a grown person, you have to not act on your stupid urges. Anyway, Cardi B and Offset are reportedly getting back together. Kenya Moore and Phaedra Parks are reportedly getting back together with the Real Housewives, which I thought that would be this season, because can we be honest and say that the Real Housewives of Atlanta has been boring since Phaedra's been off? Can we be honest and say that? I know a lot of folks don't like Phaedra, all the carrying on she, kept up, but it really did keep the show afloat. It really did. I have a feeling 2019 gonna have some drama, and I'm going to keep myself right on out of it. Strange Black Media, hey, what's going on? How are things? Yeah, let's be honest. The show, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Phaedra is the secret ingredient. She keeps up the mess to a point that we want to see what's going on. Don't nobody care about Marlo. People really didn't care much about Kenya. Nobody really cares about Portia. Candy's boring. Nene's boring. But when they interact with Phaedra, when they have some beef with Phaedra, it makes the show interesting enough that we'll sit there and give it a season. Like, let's just be honest. Wendy Williams extends her hiatus, pushes show return back 1 week amid health struggles and husband cheating scandals. Alright, well, be well. LaToya Luckett done gave birth, praise the Lord, to a girl. Alicia Keys deletes mother-son XXX, The Temptations cover amid backlash. Why are y'all still backlashing on Alicia Keys? We know she makes poor decisions. We know Alicia Keys is like that one family member you got that everybody just be like, When she does something, we will look for a minute and just be like, she ain't even worth us going off about it. Because she gonna do something stupid tomorrow. She gonna steal somebody's man tomorrow. She gonna tell you she's heterosexual tomorrow. She gonna tell the girls not to wear makeup tomorrow. I love Alicia Keys. But 2019, I want to collab with you. I'll give you a minute to decide. I know you haven't been feeling YouTube. Well, I would love to collab. As soon as I can get my life on track and in order. Is Alicia Keys like Faith from Soul Food? She is. she is. She didn't sleep with my man, but well, actually, I don't know. She might have. You got to keep your eye on them light skinned girls. Let's see. Kevin Hart responds to backlash from Ellen interview. We all have the ability to grow. I don't know. Apparently, Drake was filmed groping and kissing a 17-year-old girl in a resurfaced video. I'm gonna do this very briefly. Drake is gross. Drake has been gross. Once he started his hip hop career, I realized he's gross, and my crush on him was retracted, like a lip gloss, like a chapstick. Drake is gross. I had a crush on him because he was, the only black boy for a long time on Degrassi until Liberty's little brother showed up, and then I had a crush on him. And then AJ Sodin's character, started with a C. He had Asperger's or something. He wasn't cute, so I couldn't have a crush on him. Plus, I think he's young. The point is, I had a crush on Drake because he was the only black boy on Degrassi, and I liked him. And then he started rapping and doing songs. Connor, thank you. He started rapping and doing songs and stuff with Trey Songz, and I was like, well, I'm not really into Trey Songz, but I like Drake's flow, and I listened. And I bopped my head and, all right, special girl, and all of that as a teenager. Yeah, AJ Sodin glowed all the way. He finer than Drake. That's a cute boy. That is a cute. I'm happy for him. Every time I see him, I clap. I'm happy for him. But yeah, I gave him a little while, and he rapped a little bit, and he was so in love with Nicki Minaj, and I was a big Nicki Minaj fan, and he was signed to Young Money, and I was a big Young Money fan, when it was the three of them, the dream team. Lil Chucky was running around, and Lil Twist was running around, and Gutta and them. Like, oh, Sav was cute too. He was. I had a crush on Spinner, to be honest. I had a crush on Spinner. I had a crush on Craig, but he was crazy. So I knew that wasn't for me, but he was cute to look at. Anyway, we can't talk about Degrassi. The point is, he was doing, and Sean. Sean was fine. Sean was fine, period, point blank. Like, fine. But the point, yes, Team Manny and Craig. I was thinking the other day about that episode where Manny bought that thong. She was walking around the high school with that thong showing, with them low-rise jeans. Anyway, yeah, so I was, I loved Drake, and I bopped along and do, and then after a while, he started to get on my nerves. And I was like, well, what is this feeling I'm feeling? He's on my nerves. And so, I retracted my crush. And then I heard him say, I might declare it a holiday as soon as Baca get back on the road. And I said, well, who is Baca? Come to find out, Baca is his sex trafficking best friend. And I said, now, this ain't it. This ain't it. And I haven't been with Drake since. You gonna declare the holiday as soon as your sex trafficking friend gets back on the road to traffic more sex. Because you can't traffic sex without a road. He's gross. He's gross. He's gross. He was gross when he was doing all that pining after Nicki Minaj. He was gross when he was doing all that pining after Rihanna. He was gross when he and Chris Brown were fighting over Rihanna, and Rihanna wasn't a bit more studying than one of them. He's gross. Period. Come on, thong with no with no ass. None. Drake is black. He's black. And the only reason I will allow him to be black is because his family is from Memphis, and that's pretty much as black as you can get. You don't get much more black than Memphis. Anywho, but yeah, he's gross, and I won't stand for it. Dame Dash, Damed and Dashed. Chance the Rapper, I was gonna say Chance the Rapper, Damed and Dashed. He pretty much did. I still ain't seen Aquaman. Drake is biracial. He is. He black and Jewish. Degrassi had some good seasons. It was good. It was good. It was good. I can't even, we're gonna have a Degrassi live one day. Because I can't even go into all the carrying on. When did you stop watching? Ooh, I held on for a long time. Let me see. I watched all through JT and Liberty, and ooh, when JT died, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I watched through, who was it, Paige and her girlfriend. What was the girlfriend's name? I want to say Ashley, but it ain't Ashley. I'm thinking of Spencer and Ashley from South of Nowhere, which was another good show. Paige and Alex. Paige and Alex, I watched through all of that. I watched Mia came to the school with her baby, and by the time I turned it off, honey, they had started bringing in a bunch of extra characters that really didn't have too much. They brought in this black girl who was played by Vanessa Morgan, who's on Riverdale now. I think I stopped watching after that season. I don't remember the number, honey. That can be our collab Degrassi talk. Yes. I stopped watching after season 11. I stopped watching right before they had an LGBT character to die. I want to say that it was a trans man, but I cannot remember offhand. But yeah, I stopped watching like right before that. But I haven't seen Aquaman. Anybody seen Aquaman? I watched season 10, The Boiling Point. I don't remember. I really do want to catch up. I was going to buy the seasons, the Degrassi seasons, and just sit up in my room and watch them, but I figured that would waste a lot of time. Do you remember Shark in the Water? VV Brown's song, Baby, There's a Shark in the Water. That song, because that was my jam. There's something underneath my bed. Oh, best believe I said. I don't know if those are the words, but is that what you mean? Yes, she did that. That was the bop. Terrence Howard says Kevin Hart's homophobic jokes are part of comedy. Did we ask Terrence? Those are the words. Well, look at me in my memory. Memories. I thought I was going to get on B. Scott and see something intriguing, but it's all about R. Kelly and Kevin Hart and Drake. That's unfortunate for me. Don Lemon criticizes Kevin Hart for his Ellen interview in the most eloquent way possible. Terrence not even a comedian. Pat Mustard, why? Why do you troll? Let's get to the root. What are you missing in your life that you need to troll? I'm interested. Call me Bike. Madonna got booty shots. I don't understand why she did, but she did. More R. Kelly, some white foolishness. AJ from BET way back in the day has been accused of sexual assault. Like, I'm tired. Let's see. I was jamming all day to I Love You by Faith Evans. Oh my God. That's my jam. I love you. I love me some Faith Evans. Don't even get me started. Madonna the Crypt Keeper trying to be young. I never understood Madonna's appeal. Kaya finally revealed her butt job. I saw a video of Kaya talking about the R. Kelly thing, and I agreed and disagreed with her so many times in the span of like 4 minutes. Like, I didn't know how to feel. She said a lot of things. Oh, welcome back, Andrea. Daz, what's going on? Jennifer Lopez wrote, I love you for Faith Evans. Little known fact, Ashanti wrote, I love you for Jennifer Lopez. Oh, Jesus. I only like one Faith Evans song. Oh, one. Just one? What's the one? Did anyone else hear Tasha K is going to be on the Queen's Court tonight? I heard. I'ma watch. I was kind of hype about it when I first heard it. And I was like, this is going to be interesting. But the more I think about it, the more I be drained. The more I'm like, I don't know. J-Lo don't write, she steals. Period. I love you is the one. It's just, that's the only one. That's the only one. You don't hear dun 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 and feel the need to get up and find you a pair of roller skates. Like, I can't believe that's the only one. Have you listened to? She got a song with Kiki Wyatt. Ashanti out here singing and writing for J-Lo. Singing and writing. Thank you for making that specification known. Singing and writing. I'm tired already and I don't even watch the Queen Supreme Court. It's just, she's got like high energy, but in a weird way. Like, I think she'll be interesting enough to keep the show going, but it's, oh no, child. I don't something about her. I'm also interested because I know, why is it escaping? Mona Simone is often at the Queen's Court tapings, and she's good friends with Maddie, and they got beef. So I'm trying to see, is Mona gonna come on and they're gonna hash some things out via, the Queen Supreme Court, or what is this gonna be? Because if it's gonna be messy, I'm gonna stay at home. And by stay at home, I mean watch something else. Maddie has what it takes to balance Tasha's extra. I know she does. But do I have what it takes to watch her balance Tasha's extra? That song is cute. I mean, Love Like This is a bop. Love Like This. You Get No Love For Me. All the songs she got to start, they got the word love in it. That's them's his bops. She got a song called Make Love. That's the one with Kiki Wyatt. Listen to anything with Faith Evans and the word love, and I think you'll be blessed. I do. Tasha gives me Kaya like teas, so I think it might be a train wreck on the after show. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah. Tasha K might be Kaya. Missing You is cute. It's cute. It puts me in a mood. Oh, hey, butthole. How's it going? Tyler Ray. Tyler, the love of my life. I wish I were there. Well, you probably gone now. Because if I remember correctly, you were leaving on this day, on this land. But I wish I had gotten to see you, my love. Candy Girl, well, thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me. Is that Karen Clark? Y'all don't know. I believe it was Karen Clark. She gave, thank you for loving me, Jesus. Anywho, you got Netflix. I do indeed. Because there's some good new shows on Netflix you can watch instead. Yeah, they just dropped a pretty decent amount of new stuff. Ashanti's voice has improved over the years. She was totally tone deaf when I was young. I think she might have been hearing impaired in general. I don't know if it was just tone. I don't know what that was she was doing at the beginning with the old babies but by the time she started singing the way that I love you, that's when I knew that was gonna be a singing heifer. And she's still singing. I'm gonna have to watch the playback. Yeah, catch up. It was mostly about R. Kelly, so really you don't have to you don't have to put yourself through it. When you said hey butthole, I was like, what? Somebody named Butthole dropped in and said hello. Child, I I'm so glad you get to see my face as well, Tyler. Honey, honey. When I get up the energy, I'm gonna have to tell you everything that's going on. It has been a journey. Mona gonna give Tasha the I don't know her face. Child, it is so much carrying on. Watch You on Netflix. It was surprisingly good. I put that in my list last night, and I debated on whether or not I wanted to sit and watch these white people carry on. I just started Good Girl, and I know that's not a Netflix show. I think that was ABC with Retta and them, and it's good. That new show, You, is so good. Well, I got to watch it. Did you hear about Mariah Carey's Glitter soundtrack doing well? Of course I did. You know I keep up with my mama. It actually, uh, it actually skyrocketed right before the release of her last album, which also is doing fairly well. I'm gonna have to let you go. I love you. Oh, I love you too, Tyler. We'll chat. The first time in history, Somali, Palestinian, and Native American women were sworn into Congress this week. Yes, and the youngest black woman to ever be sworn in was also sworn in. So, whoop whoop. I think I got a little Somali in me. I got a pretty heavy amount of Native American in me. I ain't got no Palestinian, but we love her too. And we know I'm black. So, celebrating all my people and my accomplishments. You know how when somebody from your community does something and you take credit for it, that's what I'm doing here. Good Girls on Netflix. Yes, I just started Good Girls and it is blessing me right now. Oh, right now. Ashanti stopped tricking for tracks and understood her worth. And that's what you must do. There comes a point in everyone's life where you must stop tricking for tracks and understand your worth. Y'all see dude on Facebook singing about a butthole. I missed that. I didn't see that. I got 1% Native American. Exactly. Well, congratulations. Welcome to the team. It's a lot more. It's a lot more in you, but you with us. How? Or something, I don't know. What's Good Girls about? It is about some heifers that stole some money and they got in deep, honey, with some niggas. And now they got to give the money back and they doing jobs and they got families. One of the girls got 4 kids. Another one of the girls' daughter is sick. Like we first saw her on the oxygen tank. Honey, it's a lot. We also watched 7 Seconds on Netflix. It was good. I tried to watch 7 Seconds because I love Regina King, but I could not get into it. I couldn't get into it. When I saw the car and the blood and the snow, I was just like, I'm not feeling this. I'd rather trick for food instead. That's a word. Because if it's anything on this earth I trick for, it's a ham sandwich. Why would I? Why would I? Why would I say something like that? It's not true. Hi Cedric, how you doing? I'm glad I missed that video, but did you hear the girl that killed her John just got clemency? We were just talking about that, Cyntoia Brown. That is exciting news. Struggling with women and a token black lady, whole robbing to pay bills. Well, yeah. I don't want to call her token because she is a main character. It's not like, oh, my neck look dirty. It's a shadow. It ain't dirt. Um, it's not like, the main characters are these white folks and then, hey, we got a black friend. Retta's character is actually one of the mains. So I wouldn't call her token black, but, it exists. I see I see where you went with it. Hoeing for ham. Listen, if you're gonna hoe for any meat, let it be ham. There's so much you can do with ham. You can have hocks, you can have feet, you can have ears. The girls take the chitterling. I don't eat none of the things I just mentioned, but I do love a good pork roast. I don't know what the ham that the girls, what part of the ham the girls slice up for the deli meat, but I love her. Chops, you're right, chops. It's plenty you can do. Not burgers. I never understood why they call hamburgers hamburgers. Those are beef, generally, or turkey. Anywho, I still haven't seen the Charmed reboot yet. I'm a fan of the original show. Shannon Doherty and them. Aaron, come close. Come listen. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. Don't watch the Charmed reboot. It's terrible. I'm watching it because I done got invested. Because it's a black girl and some Latinos. And, I love me a black and a Latino. But it's cheesy. It's corny. And it's not good. Come on, pigs now. I don't eat her either. But she's there. And the girls eat them. They do. I just couldn't see myself eating somebody's nose. But y'all love to eat. Black people eat from the nose to the booty hole. I will hoe for my kids, but only them. You got to have hoe standards. You have to know your limits. And hoeing for your kids is logical. Hoeing for somebody else's kids don't really make sense. So, hoe for your children. If you see a child in need, encourage their mama to hoe for them. And that's how that works. That's how we spread love. What am I talking? What are we talking about? See, we get on these lives, honey, and start talking gibberish. I think the black girl on Charmed characters have demons. I think so too. Because when she went over, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling for anybody, y'all just cover your ears for about 15 seconds. But when she went over to that black lady, the psychic lady, the voodoo psychic lady, and that woman said, I can't even do nothing with you. I said, oh, she got some demonic forces. Demonic forces. Hope for the family. You have to. There comes a time in every hoe's life where they have to ask, am I going to hoe for me and only me? Or am I going to hoe for the betterment of this family? See, in Hustle and Flow, Lex didn't hoe for the betterment of her family, and that's why DJ put her and that baby out on the porch. Because she wasn't hoeing for the betterment of the family. She was hoeing for her and only her. And she got kicked out. Pigs now fried with barbecue sauces, everything. Okay. I, again, cannot see myself eating nobody's nose. I can't eat nobody's nose. I can't eat a pig's nose, a cow's nose, a human nose. It's a nose. If you eat hot dogs, you eat pig, root of the snoot. I eat all beef hot dogs because I'm bourgeois. All beef. I don't know what part of the beef it is. I don't know if they cut off a piece of the cow's leg or arm or underbelly. I don't know, but it's all beef and it makes me feel better. Let's see. Truth be told, when you married, you are each other's private drinks. Ugh. That's kind of gross. I mean, it's loving and everything, but my mama married. I won't. I shan't. If you got to but if you got to hoe up with millions or billions, Yeah, don't hold with somebody on your same level. That ain't it. That ain't it. Mexicans eat cow chitlins. All beef hot dogs are the best in my opinion. That's what I eat. I love me a good old fashioned. We know that this is beef hot dog. I don't eat them red hot dogs. Well, this is cow urine. I mean, pig urine, little piece of pig cheek, some eyebrow, and testicle. I don't know her. You ever tried Scottish haggis? Um, my family is Irish, so that's my excuse. No, 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 no. I don't know how that was an excuse. It wasn't a good one, but the answer is no. Still, no, I haven't, and I won't. I'm not eating sheep's bladder. When's the last time you had a hot sausage? A couple months back. Oh, from the gas station. No, no, no. Because I don't know whose sausage that is. There's a song that came out that my mother hates called Who Booty Is It? And that's how I feel when I look at certain meat products. Who booty is this? What's haggis? Haggis is sheep's bladder. It tastes nasty anyway. Right. So why? I hate going in gas stations and seeing those little, them jars with the pickled eggs and the pickled pig feet I hate it. I hate it. Let me lean over here, because, girl, I'm tired. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, hate it. Don't look at how pale my shoulder is. It ain't got much sun. It's just freckles and lightness. I be trying to disillusion y'all by giving y'all face, and a little bit of hand, because my hands are browner than my shoulders. But it's time y'all knew the truth. I'm light-skinned. I know it comes as a surprise. I know a lot of y'all may feel deceived, but I think it was time you knew. Let's see here. Thanks for the warning. I want a Circle B smoked sausage right now. Well, I want you to have one. That's what I want. I haven't had a hot sausage ever because I need to know the condition of the kitchen and meat. That's very valid. Hot sausage as in hot link. I think some people classify hot sausages and hot links differently, but I know for a fact a hot link is a sausage. I think some people, it varies depending. Stop talking about our light bright color. I just, I didn't want to surprise y'all with this little piece of my arm being as pale as it is, but here we are. Here we are. Y'all are now in my intimate and personal places. Let's see here. I need to put on my glasses because I can't. But they way over yonder and I don't feel like moving, so here we are. For some reason the ice cream truck is out of commission in my city. We haven't seen one in years. That's because the girls go to the store. Y'all done put the ice cream man out of business. It's a shame. Truly a shame. Anyway, anything y'all want to talk about before I drift on into watching some more Netflix? If I'm being honest, the city I just left, I hadn't seen an ice cream truck since I was probably like 11 or 12. But around here, honey, he comes by every day. We meet every day at the same cafe, 6:30. Honey, every day. Me and Mrs. Jones. Rip mom and pop stores, yeah. When I say having the understanding and the knowledge that Blue Ivy is 7 years old somehow shocks me every time I think about it. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Genuinely shocked. I've never been more shocked. Surprised. Like, can you believe that the precious little baby is 7? 7. When I was 7, let's see, I was running around playing football in my mama's high heels with my cousins. And that's about it. That's pretty much all I did. I went to school, came home, put on my mama's heels, and tiptoed on out there with the boys. I had a lot of lip gloss, a whole lot of lip gloss. I don't remember anything before age 12. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not great. I don't remember a lot. Hey, Mr. Wise, how's it going? I don't remember too much, but there are certain things that stick out in my mind. And I wore a lot of lip gloss when I was 7. I was 7 back in 98. Will Smith was still rapping. I mean, to be fair, he put out a song last year, so he's still rapping. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Mr. Wise. Is it wrong that I used to think the ice cream trucks were just pedophiles in disguise thanks to Law and Order SVU? I don't think that's wrong, because I think some of them might have been. I'm surprised R. Kelly didn't put out an album called The Ice Cream Truck. I think Young Jock did, at least a song. And I don't know why R. Kelly wasn't on the remix. Hiding fresh out the kitchen. Anywho, any topics, any events y'all want to discuss before I go on? I'm sleepy. I didn't sleep very well. Yeah, we talked all about R. Kelly, Mr. Wise, before you got here. You're going to have to catch the play bike because, honey, I am tired. As Jill Scott said, I'm all cried out over you. That's a good song. Jill Scott puts out good music. She's strange, and something about it don't sit well with me, but she puts out good songs. R. Kelly worked with JS for that song, Ice Cream. Did you see that woman beat up that man at McDonald's for grabbing her? I did. I think she was justified. I heard she got fired, and I heard she's about to sue, and I think she should. I can feel your vibe that you're tired. Yeah. I'm a little sleepy. I took some allergy medicine kind of late in the morning. I took it at like 6 this morning. And I slept until about 2:30 or so, and then I got up, and I'm still a little groggy. Good evening, it's Morris Day still performing. I hadn't heard him squawk in a while. I don't know where he is or what he's doing, but I hope he's well. Oh. Morris Day also comes off as a little slimy to me. I don't know. I got my eye on him. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the woman who she's suing McDonald's, which I think she should if she got fired. I also think she needs to be pressing charges against the man that grabbed her. I didn't hear where it said she was doing that. I didn't hear anybody say she was pressing charges against him. He need to go to jail, period. The way he snatched her, you're not going to touch me anyway, first of all. But the way he snatched her, child, I didn't hear about that. There's a video going around of an altercation between a McDonald's worker and a white man. My phone died, but I'm back. Welcome back, Strange Black Media. Yeah, but there's a video going around. This man was hollering about his burger and fries or whatever, and after a moment, he grabbed the worker, the young lady, by her shirt and pulled her a good like 2 feet into the counter that was separating them. And I don't know what he thought he was finna do, but she mollywopped him. She whooped that man's head. And from what I understand, she got fired. But he grabbed her. So I don't see where she was wrong. Maybe she initiated an argument between them. I don't know, because the video starts in the middle of their argument. But he grabbed her and he yanked her in a way that was visceral, violent, and honestly, it looked like it could have. My pelvis would have been shattered the way he pulled her into that counter. Child, because I don't drink milk. I don't have strong bones. But Miss Honey has a video where she describes it a little better than I have. I just think she need to sue everybody and press charges against everybody. Let's see. You put your hands on a woman, you expect a slap. Good for her. Yeah, she close-handed fisted the whole of that man's head. She beat him down, as best she could from, her position. That girl used his head for a speed bag at the gym. She sure did. And she should have. I tell you every time they call me Day Day. Yeah, you do. And I don't. I just don't. Let's see. He deserved it. He did. It's so wild. The way he grabbed her was so jarring. She was standing back from the counter too. He reached a long way to snatch that little girl. I'm telling you, it was a good 2 feet. It was a good 2 feet that he pulled her. But then he pretended like nothing happened and finished his order. Right. After she whooped his head and the manager came out, and mind you, none of the men, because there were men standing around, none of the men got him off of her because he grabbed her. None of the men separated them. They grabbed her from whooping his head in. But anyway, and he talking about, I just wanted to place my order and I just wanted some fries or whatever he was saying. And it's like, sir, you literally just yanked this young lady from yoga to yonder. What kind of... Y'all are going to jail. Period. Good chat, might return someday. Good night. Well, good night. He should not have acted that way at all. He shouldn't have. There's nothing that can happen at McDonald's as far as me ordering food that would make me yank somebody like that. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I'll leave the food. I hate that going to jail me. I love it. I love it. It's one of my faves. But I could literally find, it could be Wendy's in 2005 and I could find a finger, even though that was a lie, in my chili. And I'm going to leave the chili there. I'm not going to yank nobody. I'm not going to fist fight nobody. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to, maybe write a strongly worded letter to the establishment. I'm not finna put my hands on nobody. I don't understand. Because you don't know who you grabbing. Anywho, it was a mess. But I've been on here for an hour and a half. And I'm tired. My storage is empty. That chili in the The finger in the chili was legendary. It was. That was such big news. Can you believe that was like one of the biggest stories of that time? And now the stories are like Donald Trump blew up a whole city, and I just things were so much simpler back then. A finger, a little piece of a thumb in a chili was like big news. And now if we saw that, we just be like, oh, it was a thumb in the chili. Oh, okay, well, hope they scooped it out and, made a fresh pot. I'd sue him, McDonald's, and everyone who stood by watching. Exactly. Exactly. Not only am I suing him, I'm pressing charges. He got to go to jail. He got to. The way he snatched that girl. Far too much. Anyway, I'm going to slide on over to Netflix. Listen, that thumb in the chili had a shook. They really were simpler times. We need a time machine. I wish we could go back to stuff that simple. I worked at Burger King my first year and a half of college, and baby, people would get crazy over a hamburger. They had 99-cent Whoppers, so real crazy. Listen, folks are nuts over food, but it ain't that deep. It's not that deep. If you skip this meal, you're not gonna die. It's almost certain that you will live. I don't understand. Anywho, because I used to work, my family has a restaurant, so I understand, and ours is a barbecue restaurant. The girls will get serious over a rib. It's, sis, we out of ribs. I can get you some pulled pork, like, I can get you some fried chicken. What else can I do for you? We are out of ribs. Sorry. Like, anywho. But yeah, I'm going to slide on over to the Netflix and probably take a nap because that Benadryl got me groggy. But I'm going to try to pop back in some more this week. This fight over cold fry, just think about it. They'll fight over anything. I promise, folks. They have short fuses and they snap. Excuse me, y'all. Hear about that girl with 1,000 letters in her name. I saw that, and I watched her pronounce her name, and I think she's still pronouncing it right now. It took her a good 2 minutes to say her whole name. And then she took a breath and said, and my middle name is, sis, that was your first name? Thank y'all. Thank you. I feel the blessings. That was your first name? That took you 2.5 minutes to say? Child, Oprah was through. Oprah was looking at that mama like, what? Her birth certificate was 2 feet long. 2 feet. 2 feet. Like, her birth certificate was longer than she was at birth. Child. And she started saying her name. It sounded like she was naming off all the days of Kwanzaa. All the Jewish holidays. She started reciting the alphabet and saying the Pledge of Allegiance in French. Like, girl, I was done with Absidy. Absidy. I forgot about old Ab, whose mother named her ABCDE and was mad that we was laughing. Sis, what did you expect? You named your child Absidy, which, first of all, that's not a name, niece. It's horrible. Oop. For real, 1,000. Yeah, it had to be more than 1,000, child. It went on and on. And on and on. Ooh. Ooh, my allergies are tearing me up. My eye itching, my nose. Ugh, the ghetto. I may have to take some more allergy medication. But yeah, her name went on, Lord. I'm telling you, she's still pronouncing it to this day. It took me until I was 8 years old to be able to spell my full name, and my name ain't nowhere near 1,000 letters. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, it was an old Oprah clip. I saw it on Facebook. If I find it again, those of you that are my friends on Facebook, I'll share it. The like page, I think, is in the description box if y'all want to get on up on that. Was she black with 1,000 letters, y'all? Of course she was. Of course she was. And Oprah said, what were you thinking? Her mama said, well, I wanted her name to be unique, and I wanted it to be, something that not everybody had. Okay. You could have just made up a whole new name. You didn't have to give this girl 2 feet worth of name. You didn't have to. Because when she get to school and she got to write her name on her standardized testing, oh, honey, Antoine, I couldn't tell you. I think she was going by Jamie on the show. But I could not tell you her name, and I won't. The biggest word I know is hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, and that is the fear of big words. I can't say nothing beyond hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, and her name was far longer than that. But when you get to, to school and you got to write your name for your standardized testing, and you got 30 minutes to write this essay, but you got to write your name at the top. They got to give this girl an extra 2 hours to write her full name and 4 papers. Child. My black people, we got to do better. She'll probably never work. I'm sure she's changed her name by now. This was a clip from like the 90s on Oprah. And she was going by Jamie at that point, so I'm sure she's changed her name. Child. I'm silly. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Not silly enough to name my child whatever that girl's name is, but honey, for real, not even joking, she said her name as fast as she possibly could, and it took her about 45 seconds before she said, and my middle name is, like, my spirit was so vexed. Did they think she was going to get more points for her name on the SAT? I would give her points. I would give her points for knowing and being able to spell her whole name. I would give her points. Because like I said, it took me till I was 8 to spell my whole name. And it ain't even close. 100 letters would have been sufficient. 100 letters would have been excess. It would have been too much. It would have been too much. My full name has probably 16, 17 letters. 100 letters would have been too much. Like, whose idea? I wanted her name to be unique, girl. I'd say she doesn't need school. If I were on somebody's, board at the college and I saw a young lady apply for a scholarship and, she had to write her college essay and she wrote her name, I would say, well, this is the hardship that she's had to overcome. She deserves to be here. My son is Nehemiah, and I thought later, dang, he's never going to learn to spell it until he's 10. It's Nehemiah is lengthy, but Nehemiah is a regular name. It's a name we've heard of. It's a name we can pronounce. It's not a name that when I say, hey, what's your name? You give me a dissertation. She ought to have a PhD for saying her name. She ought to be Dr. 1,000 letters. Because Oh, child. The ghetto. The ghetto. I cannot fathom. Not only can I not fathom learning that my name is that long, having to spell it and pronounce it and say it to Oprah. I cannot fathom having a child and having to teach them that this is your name. My name is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. Because listen, I don't understand. That is outlandish. I want to slap that girl's mama. Her excuse was I wanted her to have a unique name and a name that was something that nobody has ever heard before. You could have just named her like Jennifer Manda. Does anybody know anybody named Jennifer Manda? I don't. Jennifer Manda, Keisha, Keishwia. You know, you didn't have to. Beyonce is a name that the majority of us had never heard before, and when we found out that that was the girl's actual biological first name, we was all sitting here, those of us that were born, and able to remember, we was all sitting here like, Beyonce, okay, with the little accent over the E, accent of you over the E, okay, we'll work it out, like that's, unique. Then we found that it was a family name, and they switched it from Beyonce to Beyonce. And we was like, okay, yeah, unique. Do something like that. Jennifer Amanda Jenkins from science class. Like, I just don't understand. Just setting their child up for adversity. People love to do it. They do it all the time. And the excuse is always, I want them to be special. Just, honey, sometimes your child ain't gonna be special. I'm not special. The folks love to say, oh, you are exceptional. You're unique. You're special. Girl, I'm regular. I'm sitting here in my house bonnet with my wife beater on, giving y'all a little shoulder. I'm regular. Like, sometimes your child is not going to be special, and giving them all this fancy name and creating these hardships ain't going to make your baby special. It ain't. She could have just named her U. Literally, the letter. U. This is U Jones. What's the U stand for? Nothing, it's just you. Kiwi Cucumber is a name I haven't heard. Honestly, name the baby Bed Bath and Beyond. Something. But all of that she was doing, Coochie Chocolate and all that. Girl. I can't. And I won't. Not only can't I, but I won't. You come in. And then everybody come in. Anywho, child. Who that thing that told me up, it drained me. That you would name your child. I can't. Bed Bath and Beyond, she could have named the baby Kroger. Should have named her Unique. Well, no, because she wanted the name to be something ain't nobody ever heard. And we all know somebody named Unique. Or we've all heard of somebody named Unique. She must expect a participation trophy for her name. And I would give her one. Just for saying your name out loud like that. You deserve. If she signed up for the talent show and she got up on that stage and said, I will now be reciting my full name, and she did, you win. You win. I don't care that, this 10-year-old over here just saying Pavarotti. You pronounce your full name, you win. You win. Should have named her boy. Like on Bird Box. Boy and girl. Like you. Speaking of, let me just take a detour right quick over to Bird Box. You done spent 5 years looking at these kids and you hadn't come up with nothing to name them. I could see, at the beginning of the movie, you were kind of detached from the reality of having a child and all of that, and you hadn't come up with a name, and then you give birth, and you ain't thought of nothing. But 5 years, 5 years, you got these 2 babies, and ain't the Lord didn't tap on your shoulder and whisper, "Hey, name this baby Michael, Geraldo, Alexandre, Henri, Jacques, something." I just couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered. I know, and I'm unique. Oh, God. With her last name on the trophy because it costs by the letter. Not even the full last name. I would give you the first initial, the first letter of the extensive first name, and the first letter of the last name. That's it. You get 2 letters. Because your mama done abused letter privilege. For Male. Yes, for Male. I can't optimistically cynical. That's your business. If you don't believe in God, that's cute for you. I could talk about my Lord. He don't have to be yours. You don't have to believe in him. You need a TV show for what? To do what? To lay up on the TV screen in my bonnet and my wife beater. John Doe. It's a good standard, name for those who don't have a name. It was 2 of them. It was girl and boy, so it could have been John and Jane. You done went 5 years looking at these churn. How do you tell if a boy likes you? What's going on with this spam? You ask him. And if he say he like you, then he like you. If he say he don't, then he don't. If he say he do, he probably lying. But that's y'all's business. Who are these strangers creeping into my bedroom? Yeah, you ask him if he likes you. You can write it on the little note with a little checkbox for yes and no. Jenny Jones used to do it on the TV. Those pajama party shows. Child, we living in a day and age now. First of all, we have to understand that I'm a colored person. So if I get on TV, I'm going to have to be, dressed to the nines, and my hair got to be laid, and my makeup got to be beat, or I'm setting back the whole race. You know how the girls love to do. I can't just be my regular self on TV. That's not how it works. Because then the likes will come at me and say, she is setting back the whole race, getting on TV looking like that. How dare she? So, it's just, I'm going to be on TV eventually. We all know this. But I have a great uncle named CL. And he has like 13 siblings, and his parents ran out of names. Is your great uncle C.L. Franklin? Because if that's the case, I'm so sorry. Yob, boy. Listen, in 5 years, I would have thought of something. Even if every year I decide, I'm not going to call you Joseph anymore. I'm going to call you Emmanuel. This going to be your name for the next year. Where are you from? The South. Come on, Larig. DW is a good name. I think about Arthur. Every day when you're walking down the street. DW was worrisome, but she was a G, and I like that about her. And I say, hey, What a wonderful kind of day where we can learn to laugh and play and get along with each other. That was a message. That was a message. I don't know who it's for. My granddad and about 4 of my uncles only had initials for name. Listen, because you get tired. You get tired of having to name your children.